Ever had that feeling you're not as alone as you think? Like the shadows are watching or the silence is just a little too thick? Let me tell you about a night shift that still haunts me, even now. It's the kind of story that creeps back into your mind when the world is quiet and the lights are low. It was a university campus, one of those old, echoey stone buildings that looks straight out of a Gothic novel. The kind of place where every footstep echoes and the walls seem to hold secrets from decades past. I was part of the cleaning crew, always picking up the graveyard shifts because honestly I liked the quiet. There was something peaceful about being the only one awake, the only one moving through those endless halls. Or at least, I used to. Before that night, the silence was comforting. Afterward, it felt like a warning. That night, my list included a lecture hall on the 3rd floor. It was a part of the building I rarely visited, tucked away at the end of a long, narrow corridor. It was weird though. No classes had been held there for months and the door was always locked. The brass handle was cold and the wood looked older than anything else in the building. My only job was to mop outside and move on. I never questioned it, just another box to tick off my list. But as I was swiping the mop across the floor, I thought I heard something. Whispering. It was faint, but unmistakable, like voices just out of reach. At first, I brushed it off as my imagination, or maybe the wind sneaking through those ancient windows, but it kept going. The sound seemed to rise and fall, like a conversation I wasn't meant to hear. 2 voices, low and fast, like they were arguing about something. I strained to make out the words, but they were muffled, urgent, and just a little too strange. I radioed security. Dead silence. Not a peep. No static, no reply, just the empty hiss of the radio. That's when curiosity got the better of me. I knew I shouldn't, but something about those voices pulled me closer. I knelt down and looked through the old brass keyhole. The metal was icy against my skin, and for a second I hesitated. And all I saw was red. Not just any red, but a deep, glowing color that seemed to pulse and shimmer, filling the entire room beyond. Not a person, not movement, just this deep, velvety red that seemed to fill the whole room. It was almost hypnotic, like staring into a living, breathing shadow. I pulled back, heart pounding, and listened again. The whispers stopped. The silence that followed was even heavier than before. Everything was still, but the air felt heavier, like the whole building was holding its breath. I could feel my own breath catch, as if something unseen was waiting for me to make the next move. The next morning, I found the building supervisor. Figured he'd have a logical explanation. Maybe a trick of the light or a prank by some students. But when I told him what I saw, he just stood there, eyes wide. He looked at me like I'd just told him a ghost story. "That's impossible," he said. "The only thing in that room is a red velvet curtain on the back wall. No lights, no furniture, nothing else at all. The rest is empty. Always has been." He insisted that the room hadn't been touched in years and that no one ever went inside. He swore up and down that no one had a key, that no one had been inside for ages. The door was supposed to stay locked, and the curtain was just a leftover from some old event. But I knew what I heard. Those voices, that strange argument, the feeling that something was just out of sight. And I know what I saw, or didn't see, through that tiny keyhole. That red wasn't just a curtain. It felt alive, like it was watching me back. I never picked up another night shift after that. The memory was enough to keep me away, no matter how much I missed the quiet. Some doors, I reckon, are locked for a reason. Some mysteries are better left unsolved, especially when the answers might be more unsettling than the questions. And whatever was hidden behind that red curtain, I'll leave it for someone else to find. Maybe it's just a trick of the mind, or maybe it's something that's been waiting there all along. Thanks for listening, and if you ever hear whispers behind a locked door, maybe just keep walking. Some stories are best left untold.